Hello, this is Yasmin speaking again. Welcome to the second part of our one-stroke tutorial for nail art. We are going to continue in our practice sheet. Now we are going to make triple petals. For the triple petals, we're going to make a guide. This is where the tip of the petal should always be. We begin a little bit to the side, turn between the fingers, down to the tip we created, the pressure towards the outside, turn between the fingers, down to the tip we created, pressure, turn, and we must always finish at the tip that we created. We're going to make a second triple petal with a continuous movement. The tip, again, we begin a little bit towards the side. We're going to place our colors correctly, the rose, the pink to the outside. Turn, tip, pressure, turn between the fingers and to the tip, pressure, turn between the fingers and to the tip. I want you to see that the petals are creating already a circular shape towards the outside of the flower. We don't want them to come out in a straight line. We want them to have a little bit of movement. Create your guide. We're gonna use the dark color outside at this moment. And now we're going to make the first movement. The second movement, we're gonna take it a little bit further up and down to the tip, and then the last movement is the same size as the first one. This way we create a triple petal having a center higher than the rest. We are going to continue making triple petals. Let's make one which all the petals are the same height. Turn and close at the tip. Now the next one we're going to create, it will be a much higher center movement. What I want you to be careful with is when you're making the movement to go higher, you go in a straight line. You do not turn your brush yet. Pressure. Turn between your fingers carefully. Back to the tip. Now you move completely in a straight line. Once you reach the height you want, then you turn, you close, then you turn between your fingers, and the last movement needs to be the same height with the first one. Let's make it one more time. I'm getting rid of some color, and again, we turn between the fingers, lift in a straight line, turn between your fingers, and one more time turn and close. Okay, the next petal we are going to be creating is a lot more wider, but it still has the same finishing point. This petal is used a lot for the pansy flower. We want it about this wide. I have made my guides. If you like, you can do it. If you don't need it, you don't have to make this. You pressure and you keep the same pressure all the time. Then you begin going back and forth. You can see the hair, how it moves back and forth. And whenever you want to do the turning, which you do it like every 2 or 3 movements, you turn when you are on the outside of the petal. Outside turn, and finish. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to prepare my brush. And let's begin. This time I'm going to do it with no marks. Same pressure, you don't release pressure for this. turn when you're outside, turn on the outside, turn. This will give the circular form to the petal. Again, this petal is perfect and is mostly used to create the pansy flower. Now we continue to move to the petals that we can use for creating the rose. These petals, they don't have just one center little point. However, the center is a lot smaller than the outside of the petal. We do it the same way that we did the previous petal. Once we pressure, we keep the pressure. Outside, we turn 1, 2, turn 1, 2, turn 1, 2, and turn. You don't need to turn every single time you go to the outside of the petal. It's every 2 or 3 times. And close. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush, I'm going to pick up color, and we're going to continue to do this petal. In the next 2 petals I'm going to make, we're going to do the same thing we did previously. See how the hair of the brush makes a movement like a zigzag. This is what would do the gradient effect on the petal. Now, I don't really like the way the gradient came out on this, so I want you to understand that you don't need to be afraid. You can overdraw on top of it with a slower motion or a little bit more pressure till you get the colors the way you would like them. Let's repeat the same procedure one more time. Again, once we pressure, we don't release pressure. I'm doing it really quick. Quick, okay? See how the gradient is not so nice? So we just go over again with a slower movement, bigger turns, letting the zigzag do the work. And look at how beautiful the gradient came out on that petal. Now, between these 2 nails, I am going to make another petal, just giving a little bit of a higher point right at the center of it. It's a little bit of a variation, so when you want to make your roses, maybe you would like to do it this way. So I will do my petal the same exact way. Remember, we turn between our fingers when we are on the outside of the petal. We do the higher point and we go back down, and we just created another version of the same petal. Okay, this next petal is completely different. We begin on the left, we finish on the right. We must start and finish parallel. So we make a line, we press to the side, and we go down, creating a little line. These 2 little lines that are created, beginning and end of this petal, are very important because this is only the upper part of the petal. Line and again. I don't like the colors the way they came out too much. I'm going to overdo it. We redo it. And that's much better. Let's do it one more time. Like I was telling you, this is only the upper part to complete. This is used for the center of the roses or for rose buds. Again, line, pressure, line. And now this is the bottom part. The same thing is applied. the line, only that the pressure and the turning is towards you, and then you go up. Here we're going to combine both, the upper part and the bottom part. First one is the upper part, and now we must place the colors on the nail with the same colors, purple with purple, pink with pink, line, pressure to the side, and close with a line. Let's do it one more time. Just make sure that when you do it at the center, there is no empty space or any space without color. This is why it's important. You make the upper part of the petal, then the colors must meet exactly together. You turn and close. Okay, our next movement is just a movement, as you can see. We call it the comma. What we need to do is just a little line. This is a decorative line, a completing line. So it's worked like a comma. You press, turn slightly, and close. You kind of lift away on the air and lift. I'm going to pick up some more color and we're going to do it one more time. Now I want you to see and understand the movement that we just made. So we're going to make the center of the rose like we learned a few minutes ago. And now I'm going to make a rose bud, completing it with the comma movement. Press and go on the air. You press, comma, and go. Now when they cross over, the crossing over should be one under the other. And one more. And beautiful. Oh well, this is the end of this tutorial. Remember, your feedback is very important to me. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.